Hello, hi everyone. I'm just making this quick video to kind of give a bigger context to the story about ending up on stage with Coldplay last night, because it was a moment that I've been waiting for and manifesting towards for the past 8 years. And the incredible thing is, the night before it happened, the morning of, I woke up with a vision that told me exactly what to write on my sign, exactly where to stand, and exactly how it would happen and what to say when I got on stage. So I did everything I was told by my guides or whoever you think it is, and it worked. It worked so amazingly. I got to the show late, like 10 minutes, a couple songs had already played, because that new venue is just completely insane. There's no parking. I had to walk 45 minutes from my car. Anyway, general admission, so the floor is packed, everybody's crammed in, and I went to the show on Monday night, and when I snuck my way through to the front, people were pretty chill about it. But this time, I don't know if it was the full moon the night before, but people were not content. They were not happy. And so when I got to the spot that I wanted, these girls just like attacked me. They started pushing me and pulling my clothes, and I held up my sign, and they ripped it in half and threw it on the ground, right? And so I was about to leave at that point, because it was the only reason that I went was to get on stage. But I picked up the pieces off the floor and I put them together the best that I could, and I held them up. And it was that there's a little stage at the end of the catwalk, and I knew that's where he pulls people on stage from. So he came there and he was walking around reading people's signs, and then he got to mine and he stopped and he looked right at me and he said, "I've never seen a sign like that. Will you come up on stage and tell me your story?" And I was like, yes. So you saw the rest after that. But so part of the reason I'm making this message is because a lot of people, like, I know, don't care what people say on the internet, but people are misunderstanding the whole story. They have no idea what they're talking about or the meaning of it. And maybe myself and Chris may be the only ones who ever really understand the significance of this story. But what happened is, when I was training to be a hypnotist, I had a dream, one of those realer than real dreams about Chris, where I was backstage and I went up to him. Look at, I pulled out my old backstage pass to show you guys. Look at that. What does it say? Like 2002. And I think this was maybe the second time that I was at their show, but there you go. There's proof that, like, I'm not just some crazy stalker fan. I've worked shows for, 10, 15 years. I've been at many of their shows. I've been to parties with them. I've been in his dressing room with him. Like, I don't think he would remember my name necessarily, but, I've been in those circles. So it's not new. I'm not starstruck. It's not about his fame at all. It's about consciousness and vision and being a seer. And the things that I see, they seem to be heightened around him, or like whenever I'm close to him, really magical things happen. But, okay, so I had this dream backstage. I see Chris and I say, "Chris, I'm a hypnotist. Would you let me hypnotize you?" And he looked me directly in the eyes and held it for a long time, just like he did last night. It was amazing. And he said, "Yes, I would love that. And I have something for you as well." And he gave me like a card, but I don't know what it was. Anyway, that was the end of the dream. And it stayed with me for a long time. And I told a lot of people about it. But about a month or two after that dream, for the first time ever, I heard the song Hypnotized. And it's like hypnotized when I look in your eyes, right? And that's exactly the dream that I had. He was looking in my eyes and he was like, "Yes, hypnotize me." Okay. So cool. That's amazing. That's cool in itself. But then it goes one step farther, because a few months after that, he puts out the music video for Hypnotized. And the watery aesthetic in that music video is identical to a website. It was a Facebook page that I used to have for sand hypnosis that now seems to have disappeared because I haven't used it in a long time. And the banner of that Facebook page was identical to the bubbles and the light coming. It was almost like the same cinematographer or photographer had shot the same imagery. Like, I had just pulled stock stuff off the internet. This was 6 months probably before they made that video, and I was just blown away because it's like, not only did he write a song about a dream that I just had, but then the video is so in alignment with the aesthetic that I associated with it. Okay, so there's that. So now people are saying on the internet that I'm just trying to push my website. First of all, I never said what my website was. I don't even practice hypnosis anymore. So it's not about that at all. And I don't really care about any of that. So the story, that was the beginning of the story. And that was back in 2017. And that is only one of a long line of stories that are like that, like dreams that turn into songs, or just incredible synchronicities. Anytime I've told anybody about them, they're just like, that is astounding. There must be a reason, because it's only with Chris for some reason. It's like, I've always loved Coldplay, but I never particularly focused on Chris before. He reminds me a little bit of my brother, okay? So maybe that says something. Maybe we're like soul family or something like that. But I always just kind of saw him as like a brother type of thing. But then once I had that hypnosis dream, then I started paying attention. And it was like, the more I pay attention, the more I see about him. It's like, I see stuff about him. I just like, I know what he's doing. I know what he's going to do next. Kind of like, not in an invasive way, but it's like, I get these glimpses. I get these ideas about what he's working on, or I suddenly get obsessed with something. Like for a while, I was obsessed with India and Indian culture. And then he put out the Hymn for the Weekend video, and it was all in India. And it all happens like at the same time, right? So anyway, like I said, I used to have access. I used to be able to just walk into any show that I wanted, and I still can. But for some reason, ever since I got this insight about Coldplay or about Chris, I can't get near him. Like, I actually got kicked out of the show in 2017 by somebody who I see as a dear friend of mine. I thought we were like family, and he actually kicked me out of the venue. And so I had to stand in the crowd with a sign. And then on Monday, I stood in the crowd with a sign, and it didn't work, and it wasn't working. And so I almost gave up. But then Spirit gave me the answer, what to put on the sign. And this time it worked. And I'm still like, was that a dream? Did I dream any of that? It's so profound. So I did give Chris a little notebook that had more information in it, more information even than I'm telling you guys, of course. And my contact information. So you never know. Maybe I'll hear from him. Maybe he'll shoot me an email. Maybe he'll check out my YouTube channel. I scrolled back because YouTube took my whole channel and all of my content. I don't have a new Pisces video up yet. So, you know, he's Pisces, so there's no video for him yet. But anyway, it would be really cool. Wouldn't that be really cool if Chris Martin watched this video or watched another video on my channel? I saw me teaching him how to be more clairvoyant. I mean, I know he's tuned in. I know he's very connected, but I saw myself teaching him how to be more tuned in, more clairvoyant. And so I just have this huge daydream of us being like these psychonaut explorers together. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys enjoyed the little clip of me being silly on stage, and it's, you know, it was a highlight of my life. And thank you, Chris. It was completely amazing, and I love all of you guys. In the morning, I'm heading out to New York for a couple of weeks, so you likely won't hear from me again until August or very end of July. So enjoy your summer. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.